Greetings, I'm Gano Grills for Galacticus.com, and I come to you today with some very valuable information. And the topic is about what to do when someone dies. There are many people who don't have a clue as to what they should do when someone close to them crosses over into the spirit world. Well, there's a long list of questions that I've been asked for years about what is acceptable, what's not acceptable. I'm going to give you a little bit of a discourse in terms of what death is really about. The system of death is necessary. We all have to walk through the door of immortality because this is not our true home. Our body is a temporary residence for the encasement of our soul and for the education of our soul. We have to be in a physical body in order to experience the world of duality and polarity here on this lower plane, this lower density of which the third dimension is it. So there's no one that will escape death. And like this black shirt that I'm wearing now, which only represents a garment, our body also is a garment that must come off at the end of the day, which is reminiscent of our lifetime. I've also chosen to wear this black shirt the same way I chose to wear this physical body that I am in. Some people call it a container. This is what it is for a very, very planned out specific amount of time that we perceive as years on the earthly plane. Now, when someone does die, there are some things that you can do that will be very, very useful to the dearly departed. Number one, it's really crucial to realize that God does not take you off of this earthly plane. Please don't blame the Creator for a tragic accident that is responsible for being the necessary exodus that a soul must take to get off of this earthly plane. It's really analogous to wearing a tight sweater that you have to struggle to get off. Sometimes the way in which we depart could appear to be quite tragic, when in actuality it really isn't. The illusion of what a tragic death is not always what the soul inside of the body experiences. So I want you to take great peace and comfort in knowing that death, there is a larger purpose to it. And death is the key that unlocks the door to life everlasting. We have to leave this earthly plane, and we are the ones who choose how we're going to leave, how we're going to get out of this existence called life. We choose the car crashes, we choose the fires that burn our bodies, we choose the long debilitating deaths of cancer and AIDS and diabetes. We also choose to get shot or stabbed or murdered. We have to choose a way that we're going to leave. And there's usually a larger purpose as to the circumstance that led to us leaving. Also, it's really important to understand that the system of death has to be managed. There are many, many, many times more souls that were once human that are now on the planes of reality that we don't see. It's the human afterlife. And it is also something or a place where most of our ancestors and dearly departed go when they finish their education here on earth. And it has to be managed, whether you're dealing with the 22 judges of Fingu or Osiris, Anpu or Anubis and Nephthys, or Lord Vishnu, or the ghost kings of the 5 regions, or Elegua Eshu. These are some of the deities that lord over the realm of the dead. And we will all face one of those gods or one of those patron saints whose job is to manage that realm. Everything in creation has to be governed by a higher being or a higher force, a reality that unfortunately we really don't understand the nature of what the gods do, but they actually have positions and jobs, functions to perform in the universe and in the reality that we don't see every day. When one actually chooses to die, they will come face to face not only with their governance, but they will come face to face with their spirit guides, their ancestors, and sometimes the gods that will make a decision as to where they are going to go based on a myriad of different things. But that's a video that I'll go into another time. First thing that you can do is get a candle. You want the candle to be white, and you want to peel off the barcode when you're honoring your dearly departed. And let's go into that. The reason that you want to peel off the barcode is because this barcode expresses prior ownership. You want to release the prior ownership from the candle. You want to take off the barcode and you want to take off the price tag. Then you want to rinse the candle in cold water and you want to clear it. Then you want to take the candle, hold it in both your hands like this, and you want to twist it clockwise 7 times as your eyes are closed and you're thinking about the dearly departed. You don't want to do this in a sad state. You want to do it with a smile on your face. You want to think about the soul that you are commiserating in a favorable way. Think about the good times. Think about the things that made you laugh. Think about the positive person that being was when they were here on earth. What you're doing is you're charging the candle with the energy of your intention, and this will bring the benefit of what this candle is about directly to the soul of who it is dedicated to. The second thing you want to do is you want to send the dearly departed ancestor money. Ancestor money is a divine currency that is used in the afterlife, because in the afterlife, the deceased, they need a way to function, and it is a world that's very, very similar to this. They have things that they need for their comfort. They have homes, jobs, hospitals. Yes, those things exist in the human afterlife, and there are many things that we can do to assist in their comfort. It's a responsibility for the living to take care of the ones who are not living, especially when you are related to them. This is part of what ancestor veneration is about. But it's not necessary for you or obligatory for you to do that if the person was not related to you by blood. But it's permissible, it is permissible for you to send a loved one ancestor money and burn a candle for them. The reason that the candle is important is because if someone died under tragic circumstances, they may not know that they are dead. They also may be very angry about how they left this world. The way in which someone dies is not always what was written in their contract. In that circumstance, you want to help them to cross over. That period lasts for about 7 days while they are in the bardo. Now, the reason that you light the candle is because if they don't know that they're dead, when they see the light that will light their way into the spirit world, they can make a decision as to whether or not they want to cross over. Here's another technology that's very powerful. When someone very close to you or that you know, that you wish to send love to, grieving is not a good way to honor the person that has died. It's okay to cry. It's okay to release the angst and the tension and cleanse the soul of the grief that you have. But sustained grieving, when you start questioning the nature of creation, God, and the forces that govern death, does not do the departed any good, believe it or not. It can actually hold back the dearly departed, bound them to this earthly plane, and create a ghost here. So what you want to do is you want to think about the dearly departed in a loving way. You want to send them love and light, and this is how you do it. You can create a hologram of the departed where you actually visualize them standing right in front of you. and you open up your heart chakra and you send a green beam of love, healing, abundance, and good fortune to the hologram of the dearly departed. They will get the energy and the benefit of your prayer. They will also get the benefit of your love ray. And that energy will allow them to have more power to cross over. You could also invoke the Archangel of Death and Closure, Archangel Azrael. You can use these forces to assist in the dearly departed to cross over. One of the reasons that you see a lot of candles at the bodegas or when someone dies and you place the candle at the place where the person died is because a lot of times the soul will hang out there and not know where to go and what to do. So it's part of a ritual for people that are connected to the dearly departed to bring a white candle, preferably, never a black candle, because a black candle deals with different forces that you don't want to bring into this situation. But any color candle would do, but preferably white, because white is really synonymous with clarity, purity, and clarity of thought. So when you bring a candle to the place where the person has died, you're giving them a portal to go through the spirit world. You also may want to use one of the gods that judge over the afterlife. You can choose many of them. Like I said, you could choose to deal with the Jade Emperor, Lord Vishnu, the Ghost Kings of the 5 regions. You could deal with El Egua. You can deal with Lady Muerte. There are many saints and gods whose job it is to help our dearly departed cross over. Death is only a transformation, and no one ever really dies. The consciousness and the person that you knew that were inside the body have simply transformed into an etheric state. Also, this is a very popular misconception. A lot of people think that if they commit suicide, they will be free of the burdens that cause them to be stressed out of this plane anyway. This is not true. The issues that have caused you to want to commit suicide will be more pronounced than ever. And it's also important for you to realize that the termination of a contract that you chose to come here is an egregious offense to your entire lineage. And if the act of suicide was not clarified or cleared in the first place before you got here, it can cause you some serious anguish. Think about how you feel when you have a nightmare. Think about how when you sweep or you weep in your dreams, how horrible it feels. The reason that when you cry in your dreams it's so egregious and painful is because you don't have the buffer of the dense body to protect you from the torrent of emotionality that you experience through your grief when you're in your astral body. When you're outside of your body, you experience emotion many times over, and more so than when you're in the body. So you want to have as much compassion as possible when you're dealing with helping a loved one cross over. The more people that talk about the dearly departed in a favorable way, that pray for the individual that's about to cross over or is in the process of crossing over, that is tabulated in the human afterlife by the hierarchy and the council, and it also gives the dearly departed a lot of solace, peace, and tranquility, and it also helps them to cross over. Okay? So, with that being said, I'd also like to mention one more thing. If anyone needs the service of getting in contact with the departed, you could reach out to me on galacticus.com, and I will be able to speak to the departed. And sometimes that's very valuable when there are certain closures that need to be experienced. A lot of times we don't know what was in the heart of the individual, so we provide the service of not a seance, but going into the realm of the dead and bringing back information that is useful for the living. Okay? The consciousness of the individual never ever dies. Energy never dies. Nothing ever dies. It just switches its form. So educate yourself on what death is truly about and realize that none of us are going to get out of here alive. We all have to go through the gateway of death. Very, very, very few people actually ascend, which means take your physical body with you to the next dimension. And that's also why you're here. But that's a video for another time. So this is part 1 of what to do when someone dies. I have quite a bit of information to offer you, and I'll be back to talk to you about the next stages. But for now, you have enough to do what you need to do, and I'll talk to you soon. God bless.
Billie Holiday. Sometimes when nature is quiet and the moon shines just where you are, I can hear you singing the spirit world to rest. I remember as a child your voice would wrap me in cotton as you felt the blows for all of us. Born into a country that tried to make your voice illegal, poise and elegance was your response. And tonight, like so many nights, as I wait for morning, I know I can count on the voice of Billie Holiday. It seems natural, a choking feeling in our throats. Again in death, so familiar, but in between time, they've worked in the chokehold.